and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Now, trustees are caretakers, and legacy is something that we have inherited, heirloom, heritage, something that we have inherited and something that we are going to leave for the coming generations. They will inherit it from us. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. Now, the concept of sustainable development is development that can be continued for a long time, where development can be sustained. So, in such a situation, the resources will have to be used very economically. In its report, it defined the idea as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So now this was defined as development that meets the needs of the present. Needs of the present, not greed of the present. People become greedy. Because of that, they overexploit the natural resources for their selfish aims. But it was said that development should take place, but only to meet the needs, requirement of the present, without compromising without putting into danger the ability of future generations to meet their needs. We should keep in mind that the future generations also will need these natural resources, so we should leave some for them also, and whichever natural resource can be replenished, like the forests, if forests are cut, new forests should be grown so that they don't become less and future generations also can make use of them. Without stripping the natural world of resources, future generations would need. So, without finishing off the natural resources, so that the future generations, they will not be able to use it in that case. So, a person should be conscious of this, that he should, while exploiting the natural resources, he must keep in mind that he has to not finish off all the natural resources, but he has to think of the future generations also. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the world's most dangerous animal. Now there's a cage in zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, and outside that cage it is written the world's most dangerous animal. Inside the cage there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. So, what does it signify? Man is the most dangerous animal because he is very clever, he is capable, and he can do anything that he wants. He has brain, he has the power. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. Now, the author is thanking all those agencies which has helped in bringing this matter to light, that if man does not take care of the environment, the earth will suffer very badly. There will be disastrous results. The deserts will increase, the rainfall will get affected. So, there are some agencies who brought this matter up, and man started thinking that he has to keep in mind not just the progress but also the effect the progress is making on the environment and the ecology. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. Now, after understanding the importance of ecology and environment, the man, which is the most dangerous animal, has realized he is wise also. He is wise also. Earlier also, he was wise, but his attention was not drawn to all these matters of environment and ecology. So his wisdom of shifting, he is wise to shift from a system based on domination. Earlier, it was believed that everything that is there in the nature belongs to the man. He can do whatever he wants, he can exploit as much as he likes. But now, his view has changed from domination to partnership. Now he realizes that it is important for him to coexist with all the natural things which are prevalent, which are living on this earth. All the species, all the plants, all the animals, all have their own significance. And if anything becomes extinct, it does damage to the earth. So, he has realized this and is willing to share the earth with all these living things, be it animals, be it plants, be it any species. So, scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. So, scientists have made a list, catalogued means recorded, made a record of 1.4 million living species which coexist on the earth, which share the earth with man. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. So, estimates, that is, many people make different guesses as to how many other living species are there which have not been recorded, which have not been catalogued. Biologists reckon that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness. Biologists, they believe that there are some 3 to 100 million other living species which have not yet been recorded, not yet been recognized, which are still somewhere staying in darkness where people are not even aware of them. Ignominious means humiliating, disgraceful darkness. Man is a very clever animal, undoubtedly. He has invented so many things, he has explored so many things, but still he has not been able to record so many living species. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and environment was the Brandt Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members. So, one of the early international commissions, organizations, which dealt with the question of ecology and environment, which dealt inter alia. Inter alia means other than, among other things. Among other things, this commission dealt with the question of ecology and environment was the Brandt Commission. Its name was Brandt Commission, which had a very renowned Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. The first Brandt report raised the question, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and ailing environment? Now this Brandt report, the first report that was made by this commission, it raised a very important question, and that was, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet? Scorched means burnt out, exhausted planet of advancing deserts. Now if deforestation is done, the rains will be affected, and if rains are affected, the land will become desert. So they questioned that, are we going to leave our successors land which was getting converted into deserts, Impoverished landscapes. Landscapes are where there is greenery, beautiful plants and trees are there. But here they questioned that are we going to leave a land which is impoverished, which does, when there is no rainfall, there won't be plants, there won't be greenery, and ailing environment, ailing, unwell, sick environment. When land starts getting converted into desert, land is definitely unwell, because deserts are not productive like the other green lands. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four. Now, Mr. Lester Brown, he in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospects, points out that Earth's principal biological systems are, see, as it is, they considered the Earth as a living organism. So he divided four principal biological systems of the Earth, and they are fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. Now, these four are the principal biological systems of the Earth, according to Mr. Lester R. Brown, and they form